Hey, welcome everybody. Hey, this is Dante Bala, aka Miles Maturity. Back. This is Night Owls. Tonight, the goal of the discussion is going to be vote or nah. This is a topic that I've been really wanting to ball up and discuss. Things that I really want to piggyback on and kind of give my analysis on other people's thoughts and reactions on other social medias as well. Tonight, I'm connected through YouTube as well as Facebook from my profile and my Modest Maturity group. I'm going to be pretty much saving this content there. If you're on YouTube, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. So, with that being said, I'm gonna make this pretty much a quick, brief content. I'm gonna make sure I push this and share this as much as possible as well. The goal is for me to just get this mindset, get the start process out to everyone, um, as fast as possible, so people can start understanding the content of what are we doing and why are we doing it. The goal is okay. We're voting. Why are we voting? What are we gaining? Are we just doing it just to say we voted? Are we doing it just because that's what everybody else tells us? Why are we really voting? Um, so let's get at it. I want to get to the basics, and what I mean by the basics is I want people to kind of understand the content of what are we doing and understanding the meanings of what we're doing. People don't understand it and needs to get some kind of clarity of what are rights. So let's get to the basics of what are really rights. Rights are the conditions and protections that cannot be breached or taken away by others, even by the government or the state. All right, so let's clearly understand what rights are. Rights are conditions and protections that can be breached or taken away. Well, can they say cannot be breached? Well, we're going to talk more about that. Taken away by others, even by the government or the state. Conditions, protections. Think about them two words. All right, so let's dig deep. Let's go into conditions. What are conditions? Conditions is the state of something with regards to its appearance, quality, or working order. Once again, appearance, quality, working order. Understand these three entities. Let's dig deeper. Let's keep going. We're gonna go into what are human rights. Human rights are rights we have simply because we exist as human beings. Underline these two words, human beings. Let's dig deeper from that point. The next point we're going to look at is legal rights. Legal rights are clearly rights which exist under the rules of legal systems. So, excuse me real quick. All right. So, with all those being stated and understood, we're going to tie back into rights when it comes to conditions and protections. What are conditions and what is protections? Okay, if we're doing all this voting for our rights because we have the right to vote, but within our conditions and the protection, it's clearly that the black community have an issue of being protected. So if the rights are conditions and protections and we don't have protections, then do we technically have rights? They say they can't be breached or taken away by others, even by the government of the state. But yet, these conditions and protections we don't fall under because guess what? We're not protected. Let's look at conditions. I always say we don't technically really have quote unquote rights, but we have conditions. Conditions is if you don't live a certain status or you don't have a certain amount of money, then guess what? You don't fit a certain conditions to have rights. We got to understand that when it comes to having rights, it's based off the conditions of who you are. For instance, give you a perfect example. If you go to jail, rich people don't go to jail like poor people do or go to prison like poor people do. When rich people go to prison, they actually get 2-3 days to get their finances and their stuff together, and they can just walk themselves to prison. Where people that are lower class a certain status, you get arrested and taken to jail or go to prison immediately. You go to jail, you stay there until court, and in court, then you go to prison. Understand the rights that they have, we have conditions. Our conditions are set a certain way. So, do we have rights? If we're not protected, and when it comes to conditions, our conditions aren't based off of us as human beings, which you want to look at human rights. Our conditions are based off of money, finances, the status of our income, not because you're who you are. Let's get that understood. Let's go back to human rights. Human rights are rights we have simply because we exist as human beings. Are we all looked at as human beings? Are we all classified in a bracket as a human being? Think about that. In some cases, some people aren't. There's people that can take time off and get grieving time for their dog or cat dying. But yet, in some cases, you can't get grieving time from your job if your cousin or your aunt died. But other people can get grieving benefits and time off if their dog or cat died. So where is the rights? If your rights don't really count as fully as others. Something to think about. When it comes to legal rights is very tricky. Even though it says rights are clearly rights which exist under the rules of legal systems. The legal system change every day, and legal system have so many loopholes that changes based off of what their perception is. Not your perception, but what their perception is. So what is your legal right? Because some people can shoot somebody in their own house and go to jail, where other people could kill people outside their household and don't go to jail. So how does those legal rights fit in your process or fit in your program if the legal rights can clearly be changed at any given time? So we got to look at we got to make sense out of nonsense. How is it that we're looking at voting for a presidential race as something that is meaningful when clearly your vote don't count if you don't have money? It's a reason why people fund people's campaign. It's a reason why people have certain fees and certain PACs that you put money in. It's a reason why people, when they fund a president, they're not funding the president for no reason. They're funding the president so they can have say-so in what is going to be done during their presidential running. They're buying their rights. You don't have rights just because you go to a building and push a button or click a thing, machine or whatever. That doesn't classify you say-so in nothing. So you don't have rights if your rights is not heard, because guess what? The only rights that's being heard is the money is the green that is being exchanged to support that presidential candidate. It doesn't count for what you're doing. Understand? Everybody should have this understanding that when you go to a job and you work under a computer system, it's so many glitches. You have so many outages. You have so many issues throughout your days or your weeks at work where your company consists of, 5,000 people, maybe 10,000 or less. So imagine if your work system have so many computer glitches, so many outages from time to time where things aren't always accurate. So how you expect, if that's not accurate, that when all of us voting at the same time, all of us is going to these places and pushing this and pushing that, this stuff is going to be accurate? It's not. Because it's not being counted anyway. It's a perception of what you think is being counted. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. It's a make you feel good moment. Make you feel like you have done something. You have played your part in society. How you gonna play your part in society when the part in society that needs to be played is that we need to be able to have financial gain, financial wealth, financial empowerment. not voting for somebody that you didn't even pick in the first place. You was giving that person to pick. That person don't could care less about you. The thing that I always tell people, the saying that I always discuss and elaborate on is, if you came to your house and somebody had pretty much constructed your house, that means they gave you your spouse, they gave you your kids, they gave you your furniture, they designed, they put everything together in your house, and they told you to live in it. You'll feel out of place because none of that was in your control. It was never in control. Just like right now, they gave you Trump, they gave you Biden, they gave you these. I think I'm back on. Nope. Am I back? Am I back? Ah, there we go. Ah, there we go. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. But yeah, none of us picked these people. So we got to make more sense of what we're doing and why we're doing it. What is the real game that is being played? And we're being played. We're wasting our time doing stuff that's not going to achieve what we're trying to achieve. While we looking left, they doing stuff right. And when we turn around and look right, they already on the other side of the game. They playing the left side. That's a chess move. When they have to do all of this stuff, when they try to do all of this stuff, that's what they're trying to establish. We got to make better choices and make better decisions when it comes to how we operate. And stop keep falling for things and start doing research and start understanding what positions that we putting ourselves in. We keep saying, okay, we're voting because our elders fought for that. That's a lie. For our elders and the people before us, they fought and they died for us to survive. Surviving ain't got nothing to do with voting. We voted plenty of times and people still dead. People still getting killed. We still are not even looked as humans when it comes to the black community. So how we have human rights when we're not even being looked at as humans? But yet we want to vote as humans. Voting for something that is not even, what is it for? You're not gaining nothing. People with money is gaining something. That's the thing. Rich people ain't worrying about voting. They're worried about funding. That's how they make impacts. By they fund who they want to fund to get the gain. They tell you to vote. They're not telling their families to vote. They're telling you to vote. Because that's not achieving nothing. We gotta understand when the cameras are on, of course they're gonna tell us stuff. That doesn't mean that's what they're doing. Because when the cameras are off, guess what? They're having backroom talk. So we gotta understand that the backroom talk is the stuff that you don't hear. I bet you people are like, dang man, you getting all these emails, you getting all these text messages about vote, 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 vote. Vote, vote, vote. You get text messages and emails and messages like crazy. Why? It's not achieving anything. It's not accomplishing anything. Why are they pushing so hard for you to vote? Is it a distraction maybe? Because we love to be distracted. We love TV. TV is a great distraction. We love music. Music is a great distraction. We love roller coaster rides and movie theaters and all this good stuff to distract us. Because we hate sometimes to sit down and turn off everything and look at the reality of what it is and accept what reality is and how we fix that reality. Instead, we want to focus on distractions. We got to learn that we're not fighting the right war. We want to fight this war of voting as if once whoever you pick going off is going to accomplish what you want. These people are already planning how this stuff is going to play out. So how you going to achieve that goal when you ain't putting money on it? Cause that's what it's really all about is money. If you ain't tossing $2,000, $5,000 on these campaigns on the people that you're trying to get in office, then your vote ain't affecting nothing. Cause that's all they're looking at is who's funding them for them to gain what they want at the end of the day. It's more money. That's why a lot of people wanted Trump in office. A lot of people that wanted Trump in office knew that if they got Trump in office, hey, my pocket's getting fatter. So I'm going to put money in that person, which is a financial piggy bank. You know what I'm saying? They know, hey, I can put money in this person because I'm going to gain double the amount of money from that presidential campaign or that presidential candidate. They're not really caring too much about the person it is. Only thing they care about is the bottom line. They do stuff when people in corporate America make decisions, they're not making emotional decisions. They're making strategic decisions that is very unbiased when it comes to people's feelings. They're only caring about is it going to increase their revenue. We're worrying about feelings. We just don't want the other person in office, so we feel if we do that, we'll feel better. And the sad thing is your feelings still going to feel the same way whoever you put in office because you still go get your feelings hurt. So we gotta focus on what makes sense when it comes to who we want in office and who we don't want in office. Or better yet, don't even worry about who they put in office right now. I don't think people understand, okay, if we put Biden in office right now, so Biden's in office, right? So we got a Democrat in office. Then next election, the option is going to be Biden and another Republican. But if you don't vote for Biden, then you have another option for a better Democrat to come in office if you don't like Biden. But see, what a lot of people are doing is they're like, well, we don't like Trump, so we're going to get Biden in there. But guess what? Biden comes in office. He acts like Trump when the next election come around and you have Biden and another person that thinks probably just like Biden or Trump, which both of them are the same people. You get another person back in there, a Republican, that thinks like them, then guess what? You still in a lose-lose situation again. You're still in a lose-lose situation. That's what people are saying, stop playing the game. You got to stop thinking you got to vote. Because all you're doing is going from one headache to another. So why vote for the headache? Because at the end of the day, the bottom line is your rights are conditions. Your rights have conditions. Your rights ain't freely. Your rights ain't equal. Your rights have conditions on it. I ain't even going to talk about the protection part because we ain't protected by nothing. So understand before you declaring what you want to declare and who you want to be for and stand for. Understand, why are we doing this? We are affecting our legacy. Are we going to affect our legacy by still doing the same stuff that affected us when we was younger? The thing is, we supposed to level up and change the game on how we do things, not keep falling for the same okie doke of voting. It didn't change nothing then. It's not changing nothing now. The same outcomes are still happening. How about we change that? Stop falling for what everybody else is telling us we're supposed to be doing and create our own platform of how we're supposed to do it. Everything that is written is not written for us. We got to learn how to write our own books, write our own structure, write our own game plan, have our own strategies, and have our own mindsets. Stop letting other people create our own game plan, give it to us, and force us to read it. But like I said, that's all I wanted to tune in with y'all tonight and discuss. Because like I said, it's aggravating me with everybody. We going back and forth with this person, that person, this person. Neither one of them is no good for us. We want to talk about, this whole, we want to do the Biden thing because they got Kamala Harris. I mean, what is a vice president? What do they do? So what's the point of having her there? What does vice presidents even really do? Biden didn't do nothing when Obama was in office. Obama didn't do nothing when he was in office as a president. So if a vice president don't really do nothing, so why are we working so hard, fighting so hard to have her as a vice president when that president's seat, that position is not even effective as well? We so big on the appearance. We so big on the look. We're big on the look. But we're not really focusing on the bottom line. We got to get out our emotions and be logical. We so feel good. We gotta eat the unhealthy food that tastes good. We gotta buy the expensive car because it looks good, but guess what? We can't maintain the maintenance. We gotta borrow from Pete and steal from Paul. We gotta do a lot of stuff for feelings, but we don't do nothing for rationality and logic. We got to work on that. Otherwise, we're going to keep staying in this burning building while everybody else watching us burn. But until next time, people, hey, this is Night Owls. I might try to jump on here tomorrow night, do another topic. But until then, hey, y'all have a good one. Stay woke.